أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم نستر مدد صاحب السيف مدد نويت وأربعين وتوزلان تحال وانت رياضة أن تصلوا من السنة حسبنا الله حول ولا قوة إلا بالله العظيم أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. Let us renew our shahadat. If we renew our shahadat, we become fresh and clean and reborn again. Born again. Shaykh Efendi is saying born again Muslims. Yes. Every time we say the shahadat, we become clean like those babies over there. Saying shahadat is saying La ilaha illallah Muhammadur Rasulullah. Saying Allah and giving praises to the Prophet. Those Wahhabi shaitans, they don't want us to say shahadat over and over again. They're saying it is a bid'at because they are dirty ones. We want to become clean ones. If Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is showing mercy to an unbeliever, to a mushrik who gives shahadat, and Allah makes that one, if he dies the next moment, to enter into paradise, then what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, who is Ghafurur Rahim and Rahman, what is he going to do to those ones who already believe in him? We believe in a generous Allah, in a generous Lord. For that reason we're saying, Ashhadu an la ilaha illallah wa ashhadu anna Muhammadan abduhu wa rasuluhu sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. We're asking support from our Shaykh, Sahib al-Saif, Shaykh Kibrisi Rabbani, to send us something. It is a good manners for a murid when he's sitting down to make zikr, to read the sohbat, to listen, to repeat the intentions. What is intention? What is the niyat? The same niyat that we are repeating before we are making the zikr. Nawaitu arba'in, nawaitu uzla, nawaitu riyada, nawaitu iktikaf, nawaitu suluk fi hazal masjid lillahi rabbil alamin. Nawaitu arba'in, I intend to make the arba'in, the chilla, 40 days, seclusion. I intend to make the uzla. I intend to make the riyada. I intend to devote myself only to the worship of Allah. These are very specific situations and terms. We don't want to get technical, just throwing out terminologies, either in English or in Arabic, so that people will get impressed. No. Speak simple so that people understand. They understand and they can apply to their lives. Don't speak scholarly talk that people are just going to look and they get impressed, but it's not entering into their hearts. That dua, nawaitu arba'in, nawaitu uzlan, nawaitu halwan, nawaitu riyada, nawaitu suluk. We're asking Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala that we intend, when we're sitting down, just to make a zikr, just to make a Hatma Khwajagan, just to read the Quran, just to listen to the sohbat, we make the intention as if we are sitting there for 40 days of seclusion. That we are there for riyada, for halwat. And all these are very high level spiritual exercises. But in these last days, where there is so much weakness everywhere, the awliya Allah, they make it very easy. For those ones who are sincere, they say, make the intention. Make the intention. If your intention is clean and sincere, then the one step that you take will make you to reach to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Because Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is taking 10 steps to you. Does this mean that we are not going to do anything? No. Does this mean that we're going to be lazy and ghaflat? No. This means that we are always going to remember and to take the small worship that we think is small, and we are going to make it into something that is very big, something that is very serious. That time we'll get the blessings according to the intention. This is important. I'm not going to enter so much about what kind of spiritual stations you're going to reach when you sin. Let other ones to talk about spiritual stations. Maqamat. We're not. We speak about cleaning our intention and just remembering our Lord, so that when we make the zikr, when we read the Quran, when we make the Hatm Khwajagan, we are making it with the intentions, Ya Rabbi, we are weak ones, but we hope for the highest blessings and the highest reward. Because who knows? The pleasure of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, it is hidden in the deeds that we do. The pleasure of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is hidden in the actions that we do. Maybe it looks small to us, but in the sight of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala it is very big. Because it is according to the intention. Maybe it means nothing to us, but Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is loving that action that we are doing. And when that action is being done with a very clean heart, with a very sincere heart, that small action can bring us to the highest stations. That action can make us to pull down not the anger of Allah, but the mercy of Allah. This should give a boost to the believers to always be running to do the actions that is going to please Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. They don't like us to say La ilaha illallah. Only shaitan doesn't like us to say La ilaha illallah. Because every time we say La ilaha illallah, new lights appear to us. New lights and new mercies and new beauties and new blessings fresh coming down. More you're going to say La ilaha illallah, more new majestic blessings coming from the paradises, coming from the heavens will fall, and it will come out from inside of us. Why is this? Because it is in the secret of all 4 books, the secret of all 104 books contained in this La ilaha illallah. That is a secret. And anyone who says, don't repeat this La ilaha illallah, it must be coming from shaitan. Doesn't matter how he's dressing, which degree he has, how much knowledge he has. Shaitanic idea. That's it. Finish. Because Islam, the faith, is divided into 73 branches. What is the first? The first is to say La ilaha illallah. It is the biggest and it is the best. So, run to those ones who are repeating, saying La ilaha illallah. Run to be with those ones who are putting La ilaha illallah into their lives and into their actions. Run to those ones who are running after the do's and the don'ts of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Run after those ones who are relying on the mercy of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Run to those ones who are not depending on their good works. They are not depending on their worship, but they're depending on the mercy of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Run to those ones who are suspicious of their good works, of their good deeds, suspicious of their intentions. Run to be with those ones who are suspicious of their intentions because They want their intentions to be pure and only for the sake of Allah. That they want their intentions and their actions only to be reflecting La ilaha illallah. Run to those ones. Otherwise, man can be worshipping, reading the Quran, giving so much zakat, doing so many worships, but he is not putting La ilaha illallah there. Yes. He is not putting the taqwa of Allah, the closeness to Allah into his life. This worship then becomes just a routine. They're doing it because everyone is doing it. But they're not looking to see, to check. Really, is La ilaha illallah really in my heart? Have I gotten rid of the other idols from my heart? Have I gotten rid of the shirk from my heart? Just to put the tawhid there. Those who are running day and night to get rid of the hidden shirk, be with them. Those who think that they've already reached to high stations, run away from them. Because the only station that we have is a station of the toilet. Man is still carrying the toilet inside. Which station you think he can achieve? There is no dirtiness in paradise. Those who are only running after the station of Abdullah, they're okay. Run after them. May Allah forgive me. May Allah make our intentions to be good and to be clean and to be pure, because our actions, they are not good or clean or pure. Our actions are weak. But in these days, hold on to the intentions and ask for the mercy of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. You do something bad, run to do something good. That way, the badness will be cancelled out by the good. ومن الله توفيق الفاتحة. آمين. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله. Any questions anyone has? Ask. If we have the answers, we will give. Say.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Is too much hope bad for a believer?
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. We are learning from Sahib al-Saif, from Sultan al-Awliya, the knowledge taking from the 40 Grand Shaykh directly from the Holy Prophet ﷺ. Sahib al-Saif is telling us, repeating a hadith, saying, if the whole of mankind is going to paradise except for one who is going to go to hell, the believer must think that it might be him. And the believer must think that if the whole of mankind, everyone is going to Jahannam except for one individual, he must think it might be him. So, the believer now walks the middle way. This Islam is the middle path. It is not two extremes. The believer now must be in between hope and fear. Not too much hope until he says, well, I don't have to do anything. I don't have to worship. I don't have to do anything. Allah is just going to forgive me and I'm just going to end up in paradise. Which prophet is saying this? Which book is saying this? That you can do whatever you want, whenever you want, however you want, and you're going to get away scot-free. Which prophet is saying this? None. Which holy book is saying this? None. Only ego is saying this. So, the believer cannot be that individual that says, I'm completely irresponsible, not responsible for whatever actions I'm doing. The believer must be the one who is saying, I'm responsible for not only every action that I'm doing, but for every thought that comes to my mind and every intention that crosses my heart. And he is going to check, and when he discovers his weakness, that time his worship and his dua and his sajda and his praying to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, it will have value because he knows where he is and where is his Lord. So, for the believer, there is no such thing as too much hope, because the believer is not spoiled. The believer is not saying, well, whatever I'm doing, Allah is going to take care of it. No. The believer is the one who loves Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And the believer who is that one who loves, the one who loves, he is not looking at himself, for himself to be pleased, for himself to get the best. That's not love. The believer is the one who loves, and the one who loves is always looking at the beloved to make sure that everything he does is to please the beloved, that there is nothing in his life that is more pleasing to him than to see his beloved one to be happy with him. That is love. Completely different. Now, that one who loves that beloved, he is always going to be looking to see and to take care of how the beloved is feeling. He is going to be very careful, watching himself, so that the beloved one is not going to be upset with him. So, the believer who has too much hope, he may get spoiled. Because hope is hope. But knowing your intentions and knowing how far your actions can be according to those intentions is another thing. It is a reality. The believer does not only rely on the hope, he looks at how much that he can do by himself. How much effort that he can put with his weak self, and he never gives himself any excuse. The beloved will give the one who loves him excuse. That one will make excuses for him, but the one who loves, he doesn't give any excuse for himself. I think that makes sense. If it makes sense to you, alhamdulillah. If it doesn't make sense to you, what can I do? I can only say what I know. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah. Say.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. I always think that I won't be beautiful unless I put La ilaha illallah in my life. I feel like what's on the inside will project on the outside. And if La ilaha illallah isn't on the inside, then I will be forever ugly. My parents say I'm being too hard on myself. Do you think I should lighten up?
How are you going to lighten up? By putting on makeup? These days is what they're saying. Put makeup, then you're going to be beautiful. Don't put La ilaha illallah. What's going to happen if you say La ilaha illallah? What's going to happen? Allah is going to be pleased with you. Holy Prophet ﷺ will be pleased with you. The angels will be pleased with you. Because the angels are saying La ilaha illallah continuously, never stopping. And if we keep saying that, the angelic beauty will touch you. Now, I don't think you're one of those ones who says La ilaha illallah and he goes and he commits violence. He's saying La ilaha illallah and he goes and he starts to fight with people, or to argue, or to say you are kafir, or to do this, or to do that, or to blow yourself up by saying La. I don't think you're that kind of person. That kind of person who says La ilaha illallah and he does that is not really saying La ilaha illallah anyway. So, yes, have the love of Allah in your heart, and that love is going to reflect. You're going to be very beautiful that time. You see, at the end of the day, we have to see who are we trying to please. Two things, not just one. Two things. Who are we trying to please? Number one. And number two, who created us? Our parents did not create us. They have their rights. Of course they have their rights. You have to fulfill certain rights. But then, your parents, or your husband, or your wife, or your children, or your father, or your mother, now if they are going to put a barricade between you and your Lord, then that time their rights finish. Because the rights of your Lord is above everyone. The rights of your Prophet is above everyone. What is going to happen now? One loves Prophet ﷺ so much, but the parents, they say, don't love him. You must obey me. You cannot love Prophet so much. Because Quran is saying you have to obey me. You have to obey the parents. Now that time you're going to listen. Now you have two. You have your parents saying something, and you have Allah and His Prophet saying something else. And Prophet ﷺ is saying, your faith is not complete until you love me more than you love your parents and your children and everything that you are attached to. Everything that you own, everything that you love. If you don't love me more than that, then your faith is not complete. So, if you worship your parents as your lords, as your creator, then feel free. Do whatever they say. And because they are the ones who's going to give you paradise. But I don't think they are the lords and creators. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is the Lord and the creator. Now, does that mean you're going to fight with your parents? No. Does that mean you're going to be rude to them? No. Their rights are still there. You have to obey their rights. They may give you an opinion. You are saying, I have to say La ilaha illallah, but maybe you're going a bit crazy. You're only saying La ilaha illallah the whole time, and your parents are getting a bit upset with you and tell you to lighten up. That doesn't mean now they're your enemies. But still it's okay. In these days, so many people are going crazy about so many things. It's okay to go crazy about La ilaha illallah now and again. And so, continue with that. Don't be a burden to people. Hold on tightly to your guide. If you have a guide, the guide will be able to guide you. If you don't have a guide, your guide is Shaitan. He will also guide you, but to Jahannam. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah. Ashka.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. How do you know when your heart starts saying Allah?
You know when your heart starts saying Allah, when all your actions that you are doing is for the pleasure of Allah. I think you've been in love before, right? Where there is a love of shoes. people, 21st century people, they love shoes. Or the love of an individual, a man or a woman. What happens when you fall in love? How do you know that when you are in love? When you're always thinking about that one, isn't it? You wake up, you're thinking. Before you go to sleep, you're thinking. Always, you're with that one. When you're doing work, you're thinking. When you're eating something, you say, I wish that one is eating what I'm eating. You're worried about what that one is going through, if he's comfortable or not. And you're always being very careful that you yourself, you're not going to bring a problem to that one. Same thing with Allah. You will know when your heart is saying Allah, when you have the taqwa, when you are thinking about Allah, you are worried about what Allah is thinking of you. And you are running to please Allah. Because Allah is watching you and He's close to you. Before you jump to Allah, put the Holy Prophet ﷺ first. Because the love of the Prophet will bring us to Allah. Impossible for us to reach Allah without the love of the Prophet. Impossible for us to reach to the love of the Prophet ﷺ without falling in love and taking as a guidance his waris, his inheritors, the shaykhs and the awliya Allah. Impossible. Impossible to love Allah if you don't follow that one that Allah says. Follow this one. So, find a guide who is going to bring you to the presence of the Prophet ﷺ and to the divine presence. Once you start loving and submitting to that guide and obeying to him, that time when you are always thinking of your guide and you are doing the work that He has set you to do, we have reached a little bit, not too much, just a little bit on the shores of what it means to put the love of Allah in our hearts. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. If a husband is doing wrong, not praying, lying, cheating, and living a wrong lifestyle, to what extent is a wife allowed to tell him, and what should she do if gets angry at her for doing so?
Tell him what? Tell him what? Tell him not to lie, not to cheat, not to have a wrong lifestyle. To what extent is the wife supposed to tell the husband? You think the husband doesn't know? The wife is saying, or the wife is not saying. If the husband does not want to change, you think it's going to make a difference? And let me tell you something. In these days, women, they talk too much too. They don't know when to say, how to say. Husband is doing something wrong. Yes. You know, if you're going to start to talk and to nag your husband, she's not going to listen to you. Maybe the opposite is going to happen. Because that one is already going on the wrong way. Wife is praying and doing everything. You may say some things, but I'm just saying, anyone can say anything, but is it really going to be effective? I'm looking at how effective it's going to be. What will be effective if you want your husband to change, to become a good one? what is going to be more effective than that? Instead of talking to your husband, talk to Allah. Ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to change the heart of your husband to become good. And Allah is saying, find means to come close to me. Seek ways to come close to me. So that's the time you're going to find a friend of Allah and ask for that Mubarak one to pray for you. Say, my husband is like this, I'm praying that he becomes better. That one is not going to say, yes, I have the power, I'm going to change him. Never. He's going to say, I'm the weakest one. I can only pray for you, and I don't know if my Lord is going to accept it or not. But we know those beloved ones, Allah listens to them. Allah doesn't listen to you or me. So many people, we don't even know what to say, what to ask for. We are not those ones who are praying, please God, give me a Mercedes Benz. They're even making a song about it, huh? Right? For us, it is shocking, it is very bad. For them, it's funny. Normal. Yeah, that's showing something there. So, find a Mubarak one, find a holy one, ask for prayers from him. And inshallah Rahman, that will be more effective than you trying to do something. I'm saying, I'm not stopping you. So you can try, speak to your husband. But these days, who listens? Husbands don't listen. Wives, they don't listen. Children, they don't listen. Fighting everywhere, every time. Inside the house, fighting. So, this is one of the signs of the Akhir Zaman. Nothing to fight about. They say fight about your clothes. Didn't Shaykh Efendi say that? Fight about clothes. And does it happen? Yes. Avoid it. Assalamu alaikum. Give bills. Quickly serve the tea. Don't sleep. Take. Psst, 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 psst. Sleeping. Sleeping. I should stop it. Say.
Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. I see that people at the Dergah drinks tea. Is there any significance to this?
Yeah, we're drinking tea now. The significance is to wake you up because you're sleepy all the time. The tea and the coffee, the dervish, they drink. And we don't drink to excess, of course, but it is important. What is the significance? Is the holy drink. Awliya Allah, they drink. They don't drink anything, or they don't eat anything for fun. There is something in there. Spiritually, there is something in there for our physicality, for our body, for our mind. So, tea is good. Best way is the way that the Ottomans, they prepare the tea. So many different traditions. Don't try to make up new traditions. Now, Hoja says drink tea, so I'm going to make Japanese tea ceremony in Dergah to make people to drink. No, it's not like that. I mean, if you want to drink on your own, you drink it. No one is going to force you. But over here, there's a certain tradition that we make. The Turkish tea tradition, Ottoman way. There's a different reason for that. It helps you to physically to open up the mind, to be more awake. They used to drink tea all night long. tea and sohbat, tea and sohbat. But these are lost traditions also. And we are not getting full benefit of it in these days because it's Zahir Zaman. So we are making taqlid. We are making imitation. We get the blessings from the imitation also. But one day, inshallah, whatever that we are doing, it will become more sincere, and whatever that we're doing, we'll be able to get the full benefits and the blessings of it. So, afiyat also. Soila, you're sleeping. I'm going to throw darts at you next time.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Is there a specific dua for traveling? As in, if I wanted to, inshallah, travel to a different country or location, but wasn't sure I would be able to get there. Is there a specific dua for asking Allah to take me there?
Allah is not going to take you there. Allah only took, to my knowledge, Allah only took one person, and that's Holy Prophet ﷺ, from Masjidul, from Medina to Masjidul Aqsa, and then to you making me a Raj, or you traveling? Yeah, I know what you mean, but say things properly that time. We are not Christians also to say, well, God will take me there. God woke me up this morning, and I said to God, you know what, God? You're right. We are not. We are Muslims. Okay? So, first, you want to travel. It's good. If you have a guide, it's better. Because you have a guide, that time you're going to ask his permission. Not only permission, you're going to consult with him. Okay? And you're going to consult with him and say, I need to travel for this reason and this reason. And he will consult with someone else to give you an answer. And what is best for you, then he will say. It's not a dua. What is a dua? Dua is not a magic formula. Dua is an intention. What is your intention? What is your intention? If you want to travel, what is the intention of traveling? Is it really for the sake of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala? You have to be very honest and sincere with yourself that time. So, a dua is not a magic formula. So many people say, oh, if you recite this dua, you can get this much money. You recite this dua, definitely you're going to find a woman. You find it. Then, there's not too much difference from magic. But if your intention, it is clean and it is pure, and you don't know all these du'as, but you're asking Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala with a sincerity, whatever is good to open for you, then that prayer, that dua may be accepted. Better, because it's coming from you and your intention is only for the sake of Allah. So, if you have a guide, consult with him. Because maybe what you want is not the best for you. Maybe what you want, there is a evil hidden in it. So, when you consult with someone, that time, he may clean it for you. He may open certain things for you. And whatever is good, he will pray that you get it. That time, you will get the benefit of that dua. You get the benefit of that traveling. Inshallah Rahman, may be good for you. Assalamu alaikum.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Can you give me some tips on how to control my tongue?
Tips.
If I keep quiet, people misunderstand me. If I talk shortcut, people misunderstand me too.
Talk shortcut? I don't understand this. What do you mean talk shortcut? Okay. How to control your tongue? Easy. Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Say something that is going to benefit you and others, or else keep silent. Do that. Who cares what people think? Because that is what Prophet is saying. Care what Prophet was thinking. Care what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is thinking of you. Don't care what others are saying or thinking. Say something that will give benefit to you and to others, or else keep silent. There is an open hadith of the Prophet ﷺ. He's saying to know that when your rizq, your provisions is getting low, your prayers are not giving you satisfaction, your zikr is not giving you any benefit, all these worship, good things that you're doing is getting lower and lower, and your iman is getting low. It says to know that you are busy with knowledge that does not concern you. You want your rizq, your provisions to come high, to be raised. You want your worship and your zikr and all the good amals and ibadahs that you're doing to have value. Leave the things that don't concern you. These days, everyone is being busy with things that don't concern them. This used to be a shaitan box television, then computer shaitan. Now everyone has their own in the palm of their hand. Every time busy. 99% of the time busy with nonsense of this dunya, with dirty things of this dunya, with things that brings darkness to your hearts. I'm looking, I'm checking, people being busy with Facebook. But so many of them with a Facebook, 99.9% of the time, it is for Malayani, things that don't concern them. Not only that, knowledge that is not only not beneficial, that it is evil, that is harmful, that is poisonous. Muslims, means being busy with that. Oh, Shaykh, why don't you just lighten up? Lighten up. So, you feel that you are too clean and you need to pull some dirt? Good. Lighten up. That time, next time you go to the bathroom, when you are making dirtiness, take that and put on your face. Say, I'm lightening up. Because I don't like to be too clean. I want to be dirty sometimes. That's what you're doing. You're busy with these iPhones and other things and being busy with dirty things of this world. Your worship and everything that you are doing, you're putting dirt in it. So, this is for you and for me. I'm not putting myself out of this. We have to watch where the tricks and the traps of shaitan is attacking us. We have to watch where the tricks and the traps of shaitan and Dajjal is there for us and to avoid it. That time, we may be clean. Inshallah Rahman. Assalamu alaikum.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. What is your take on the notion of no good deed goes unpunished? It seems as though every time I do something for the sake of Allah, with sincere intentions, something bad follows.
Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Find a Shaykh. Find a guide. Sit down and speak to him about this. Because it's not so easy. So many people, they say, oh, I didn't do anything. I just say this, and this person goes crazy. I didn't do anything. I just did this small action, and now I'm getting blamed for everything. Everyone is so innocent. Everyone thinking they are the victims. You never do anything wrong. People do wrong to you. A believer, like I said before, is suspicious of his intentions. He's saying, nope, this is not good enough. Nope, there is some dirtiness in it. My actions, no, this is suspicious. This is wrong. You must try to push yourself to clean it. No good deed goes unpunished. Why a good deed has to be punished? I don't understand. Notion of no good deed goes unpunished. Why good deed has to be punished? Bad deed no bad deed goes unpunished, right? You see, they're trying to trick me. No bad deed goes unpunished. Every bad deed that you do will be punished. In this dunya, in the grave, in judgment day, or akhirat is going to be. No good deed that you do is going to be unrewarded. Meaning every good deed that you do, you'll get a reward. If you don't get a reward in this dunya, you'll get the reward in the Baqa Alam, in the grave, or in the judgment day, or hereafter. If you are really sincere doing good deeds for the sake of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and you're seeing every time I do something good and something bad happens, check yourself. Check yourself 100 times. Check your intentions and check your actions properly. If still you could not find anything, that's the time you have to ask. You have to find a guide. And the guide will be able to see from a different angle things that you cannot see yourself. He may help you, inshallah rahman. Assalamu alaikum.
Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. I have met some people at the Dergah for the first time, but they seem so familiar, like we met before. And even certain experiences I went through felt like it happened before. Why is that?
Why is that? That's very good. Why is that? Because we've always been together. Because we've met each other. Not we've met each other. We were together for thousands of years. We were together from pre-eternity. The believers, they are brothers. It's not that we met, hey, hi, bye, and then we thousands of years later we meet again here. No. We were together. We were together with our Shaykh. We were together. On the day of promises, we were together. You think day of promises were one day of promises? 24 hours? This world is fake. This world is temporary. This world is limited by a very, very, very short time. And it is only a glitch in the journey that we have to take to the hereafter. We were all close together. We are close together because our spirits are related to each other. In this world, you are related by blood to your parents, to your relatives. That is blood. That is not spirit. By spirit, you're related to a different group of people. And these are your real relatives, your real brothers, your real family. Regardless of nationality, age, religion, ethnicity, color, no. Because the spirit doesn't have any of these. We were together for a very, very long time. And we sent into this world to forget, but to find each other. And if you find each other, you know that you've always been together. And we have a long journey together too in the future. So of course you're going to come to the Dergah and you say everyone is familiar. Doesn't mean everyone is a saint. Doesn't mean everyone is perfect. Everyone is crooked some way, somehow. This is a hospital. It's okay, but that is a family. It's a real family. So, yes, certain experiences you will also understand that you've gone through before. Doesn't matter. That's a slightly different thing. But to know that we are not separated from each other. We've always been together. Inshallah Rahman, we will be together with our Shaykh, dunya and akhirat. Never be separated from him. Came from him anyway. So, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah.
Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. What should I do if I lost the closeness with our Shaykh and I'm not be able to concentrate completely?
Find what the situation, what the problems are, fix it. You're not close to the Shaykh, why? There must be a reason. Man, very smart. If physically he's not feeling well, he finds a reason for it, isn't it? You wake up today, I don't feel good. What you do? You do nothing? No, you find out why I'm not feeling good. Oh, because I ate something last night. Well, then, What do? I must try to get a medicine. I must try to fix it. You lost a closeness to the Shaykh. Something must have happened there. Either you've done things to cut the connection, or you're not doing anything and you're letting that connection to be very weak. Then run to do things that's going to make you to be connected to your Shaykh. Run to the Jamaat. Run to more worship and more service. Run to put your Shaykh back into your heart. Then that time you will have the connection again. Run to put him center. Don't put him to the side. Run and find what it is that's in your heart that is replacing your Shaykh. You're not busy with the Shaykh, you're busy with something else. What is it that you're busy with? Find that. Take it out. Put your Shaykh back into your heart. Inshallah Rahman. May be easy for you. Assalamu alaikum. Last question, Shaykh.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Will Sahibul Safe's return be both physical and spiritual? Pray we may get closer to them.
Amin. Yes, it is both spiritual and physical. Spiritually, he is always here. He is not going to be removed to be, he wasn't removed to be returned spiritually. Spiritually, he has never left. Physically, he has left. You see, awliya Allah, their spirit is not like you or me. They have so much work to do. They may be in so many places at once. Yeah. Yeah, awliya Allah. We are waiting for his return, physical return, where his spirit will be stronger, the presence with us. Because we are living in this world, and so many, the connection to him is not so strong when he's not there physically. But when he returns physically, their connection will be stronger. Yes, inshallah Rahman. These are the words of Sultan al-Awliya. Amanna wa sadaqna. He's saying he's going to return. We know he's going to return, and he will. There's so many that are going to return to for the events of the last days. So, our concern, what we have to be busy with, is to prepare ourselves for his return. Not just to ask for him to return, but to be ready. So that when he returns, we are ready to do something. We are not foolish, spoiled, immature ones. We just want to have a good time. When he comes back, we're just going to throw a party. And we're just going to say, oh, we're so happy now you returned. No. When he returns, he has a job to do. And we have to be ready to do that job with him, inshallah Rahman. Fatiha. Ameen. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. I'll speak to you, inshallah, tomorrow. If there are any other questions, we'll answer tomorrow if we have time. Inshallah Rahman, have a blessed day. And I will see you soon. For the sake of Sultan al-Awliya, for the sake of our Shaykh, Al-Fatiha. Ameen. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.